Today we're going to share with you some information on fruit trees and how they fit into your home landscape. Here we have some dwarf apple trees. Dwarf apple trees will get anywhere from 3 to 6, 7 foot tall. 3 foot tall are considered a ultra dwarf, and the varieties that get up to 7 and 8 foot are considered dwarfs. As you can see, these trees are much smaller than your standard varieties, which will get up into the range of 25 to 30 foot tall. You can see that these trees are staked for support. The reason for this is the rootstock is small and incapable of supporting the upper growth of the tree and the fruit that it is capable of producing. A dwarf rootstock tree like this, for instance, will produce 50 to 60 apples through the course of the season. We've also added mulch to this landscape to help in the conservation of water. It reduces the water needs of the plant greatly, and it also helps cool the soil, ultimately resulting in a much higher quality fruit. Your fruit trees are all, for the most part, full sun type of plants, requiring at least 3/4 of a day of full sunlight, and they also require pollination. Pollination not from the tree itself, but from other varieties. So we always recommend that you plant at least 2 varieties of each type of apple tree in order for that pollination to take place. Here we have a peach tree. Again, it's on a dwarf rootstock. You can see it staked here. This is another good choice for your home landscape. One problem with peaches is that they tend to be a little bit tender to springtime frost, so you may not get a crop every year. Peaches bloom heavily. 10% of a peach crop's bloom is considered a full crop load. So it's important to thin your peaches in order to get a nice sized fruit. So it's recommended the peach's fruit be thinned to every 8 inches, 1 fruit per 8 inches, which will result in a peach that's about the size of a baseball or a little larger. Another successful fruit tree in the home landscape is the tart cherry. Here we have a Mount Morency tart cherry, which is a very hardy variety of tart cherry, very adapted to Nebraska's climates. You can see they're already starting to ripen here in the month of June. These should be fully ripe by the end of June, first week in July. Birds love these little fruits as much as I do, so it's very important to stay on top of it and harvest these as soon as they're ready, or else the birds will get them. Here we have an Asian pear, also known as an apple pear. The Asian pear is a relatively recent addition to what's been available to the homeowner as far as fruit trees are concerned. One thing about the Asian pear is they do get a little bit larger. They can get into the range of 15 to 18 foot tall. Asian pears are very, very productive and also need a second pollinating variety in order to maximize the yield. Another great tree to try in your home landscape is the plum tree. Plums are very prolific producers and hardy for us here in Nebraska. Plums come in many different varieties. You can have plums in Italian plums, red plums, green plums, gold plums, and each of them are very good producers. I've shared with you several different types of fruit trees that are adaptable to your home landscape. One important point to remember on these trees, it's always important to plant at least 2 different varieties in order to have proper pollination to obtain the maximum fruit crop that you're looking for.